Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Sorry I've been MIA for some time. Work has been pretty busy with peak season, and then I got COVID, so that took some time to recover. We took some time off to go a little bit of camping, a little bit of hanging out, and just spending time with family and all that stuff. So now that everything's back to normal. On this episode, we're gonna get back to the F350. We're gonna start working on the dash, continue doing that, finish up the wiring for the LEDs on the front and on the back for the auxiliary switches. These are the switches that I got. These are 11 to 16 auxiliary switches. Comes with the relays. You got the harness kit, all that stuff. And obviously it's not gonna be a plug and play into this truck. So what I need to do is actually find a few wires, and then we'll be able to install them right here. I think somewhere over here, there's gonna be a panel obviously, and then there's gonna be auxiliary switches right here. And then there's gonna be a trailer brake on the left here. And first thing what I need to do is figure out which wire is gonna go where. What I need to do is find some wires on my dash that will have power. So I'm gonna use my little power tester right here, and that's gonna pretty much tell me which of these wires have power at all times with the battery connected without the key on. So I'm gonna have to pull the dash out once again, and I'm gonna tidy up a few more things over there because that's where the clutch area is, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap those wires up a little bit so they don't scuff against the bracket or whatever. And since the LED bar is it doesn't need a lot of power to run it, it's only about 15 amp. I think it's even actually like a 10 or 12 amp light bar. And the LED pods, they are, I believe, about maybe 5 amps a pair. I was thinking of maybe running a fuse box somewhere underneath the dash, but instead I decided to go ahead and just use one of these guys and have an inline fuse type of situation, and then just find power behind the wires on the dash, and then pretty much connect it to here, and then go to the switch. We don't really need that much power, so a little inline fuse will be perfect. And as you can see, the auxiliary switch wires, there's only three thicker ones, because there's going to be a 25 amp, and I think a 15, and then it goes 10 and 10. So I tried to find the thickest one to match the 25 amps, and then the 15 amp, and then I got the skinnier ones. Basically, I'm trying to make it as factory as possible in case I need to ever wire anything that will require more amps, but yeah, for now this is what we got. So I end up marking the ends right here on the ends, what goes where. 25 amps, let's see, all the thicker ones are 25, and then I think this one's a 15, and that one goes to the panel lighting, and this one is hot and run. So basically this is the only one that needs to be hot and run, and the other ones are always hot except the lighting. Then I'm gonna connect these wires to the main harness right here. And what I end up doing on the main harness is finding all of the hot wires that are always hot, put the dash in the truck, and I connected the battery, and then I marked all of the wires that are always hot, and I marked them with black marker. So all the black marker dots are always on, always hot, and then the silver dots are key on power. So these don't have any power until the key is on, and then they get power. So then I traced the wires to here, to the main harness, found them right here, pulled them out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and solder these to here, and then I'm gonna wrap up the harness, and then I'm gonna figure out a way to mount it somewhere over here. I'll probably put the dash back in the truck, and then I'm gonna go ahead and figure out where to mount it. So I'm gonna see if I can find a good spot for this to mount so it's not in the way. taped up, and shouldn't be any problems hitting the pedal assembly or the clutch assembly, because I think it was this part that was kind of hitting it a little bit. But now with the sleeve on and everything taped up, there's not going to be any problems. I had to cut off a piece right here on the steering column because this was kind of hitting it a little bit, but it should be good to go. I just bend it down a little bit. I'm gonna probably zip tie it like this. I might just clean this up and paint this outside, but I'm gonna install the column first and then install the fuse box. And then we got the auxiliary switch connector that's gonna go somewhere over here. And then we're gonna connect this and just kind of test it, see if we get the power at the leads with the switches on and all that stuff. All right, here we go, and the dash is in. I don't want to bore you guys with the whole dash install again. I already did that in a couple of videos. So now that I got the dash in and a couple of bolts just sitting there, nothing is tightened, I went ahead and connected some plugs right here. Plug to the gas pedal and one to the, I think that's the airbag module. I don't remember exactly, but that's connected. I think that's the only thing on this manual transmission truck that's kind of behind there. And there's going to be a couple here by the here core, and there's some over there on the bottom. And I went ahead and installed the steering column, and now I'm going to go ahead and throw in the fuse panel. The way I'm going to mount it is kind of behind here. I made a little bracket right here. That bracket is going to mount to this hole right here, and then this hole is going to mount over here like that. So I installed this little thread clip right there, so that's going to mount to that, and that's going to be nice and secure, and these will go behind there. All right guys, so I think everything's connected. Everything that needs to be connected for it to start. I got my panel connected. Let's put this in here. Like so. And that's gonna go to the boost gauge, so I'm gonna have boost right here. Let's see, ground. I connected the ground right here to the column, to the steering column right there. For now, we're gonna have it here. Let's see, this is for the, okay, turn signal left. Yep, left blinker. We're gonna do software update later. This is for the headlights. Everything's good. So far, so good. All right, let's connect the batteries. Here we go. So far, so good. We got a green light. Okay. We got airbag. See, airbag was flashing, not flashing. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't think I have this connected yet, and this one obviously is not connected. Oh, let me get my stick. All right, now let's give it a start. It's going to be nice and cold. Cold start. She's a little dusty, but it sounds perfect. All right, everything's good. Everything's good. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the batteries, and I'm gonna continue on working on the auxiliary switches and wire up the LEDs and finish that up. All right, so I got my relay, so I got my auxiliary switches, and then the LED kit from Rough Country comes with relay as well. And I'm not gonna need the relay because I have my factory ones. And then you got the wires that go to the battery, positive, negative, and you got the switch. So this kit comes with everything you need to mount it pretty much wherever you want it on any vehicle if your vehicle doesn't have any auxiliary switches. But in my case, I have the auxiliary switches, I have the box with the relays, and basically I'm trying to make it as factory as possible. And I'm gonna throw in a separate fuse, inline fuse box as well, and that's gonna be protected. So I got the factory set up, connected pretty much to everything, and I got the power going to it with the key on and with the illumination, so now we can see that the lights are working. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna connect just the ground to it, and then positive to one of the LED lights. I'm gonna follow my diagram, and then I'm gonna see how that's gonna work out. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the LED pods, and then for the rear LED pods, and pretty much test all the switches, make sure everything works. So let's go ahead and connect the LED bar first, and we're gonna run that to the first switch. So then let's see what we got. And that's what we got with just the LED bar in the front. Super bright, really like how it turns out. Obviously I'm gonna be adjusting the bar later on once I find a flat ground. But for the off-road use, it doesn't really matter, honestly. It doesn't matter if it's shining in people's eyes or not, if you're using it for off-roading or trail riding. Now let's do the same thing for the front 4 pods, because I'm gonna have a second switch for the front pods. And then let's see how that looks with the pods and the LED bar together. It's a lot brighter, and the pods shine to the sides a little more, and they can still be adjusted to go left or right or whatever. So everything can be adjusted to shine however you want it to shine, and they're super bright. Looks and it's brightening up the whole driveway really nicely. And here we go. We're going to turn off the bar, turn off the pods, and then we're going to turn on the bar, and then we're going to add the pods, and then the bar alone, no lights, with the pods, basically just switching it to see how it looks. And it definitely makes a huge difference with the pods because it's shining a little bit to the sides, and then the bar is more of a center beam. And the last one we're going to test, we're going to do the rear LED pods on the rear bumper. And that's obviously for if you're backing up and it's super dark and you can't see where you're going, turn them on. I do have LED backup lights as well. So, I mean, obviously it's going to be, the brighter the better. Sometimes you need that brightness backing up. And that's what we got with the LED lights from Rough Country and the auxiliary switches, the 11 to 16 auxiliary switches. I'm likely gonna go ahead and mount this over here somewhere. The relay from the switches and the fuse, inline fuse box. I'm gonna probably mount it over here on the side. That way I can have easy access to it. If I need to remove the glove box, I can just do that and I'll be able to reach that. I still gotta find all the panels for the dash, clean them all up. Find the switches because I think I need to find a different year switch to make it work, and then a few more parts for the shifter as well on the bottom. And also I'm waiting for a new cluster to come in because this cluster has 174,000 miles on it, and the truck has 130, I believe 138. So I found on eBay another cluster with 139,000, I believe. It was like 139 or 138 something, but I'm gonna put that in. And then I'm gonna use that to pass smog. That way my miles are not way off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and either put this one back, or we're gonna upgrade to a newer style 11 to 16 cluster and steering wheel. That's gonna be later on videos. We're gonna figure that out later. And I'm gonna be updating the software for the, the swap helper stuff. And then that's gonna be good to go. I'm gonna put the seats in, and then I'll be able to drive it. For the next video, I'm gonna be dealing with the cowl, windshield wiper, and probably hood shocks and hood latch, because that's been kind of on the backside for a while, so I gotta get that done. So everything's done on the nose. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you on the next one.